Hello and welcome to Dot Point PS15, and today we're looking at scheduling the timing of operations in a production cycle to meet market specifications. So basically you have to be able to understand how doing something at a certain time will help you meet specifications. Now, first of all, we need to look at planning ahead and why to plan ahead. So basically, farmers need to carefully plan what they do each month because market specifications don't just happen by themselves, and often they need to sell to a market 1 or 2 years down the track. And so you need to make sure you're doing everything now to be able to succeed down in the future when you're going to sell the cattle. And so farmers risk not meeting market specifications such as fat depth, muscle score, marbling score, etc. if they don't do things well and they don't plan them well, and so that would result in lower prices, and they'd need to sell their animals to another less premium market and make less money. So basically, for a producer to be successful, they really need to thoroughly plan ahead of time and schedule their operations. Now, what you should do for this is you need to go to this website here and do this calendar of operations. So basically, on this document, I've divided this circle up into 12 months and given the months, and I've written on here what needs to happen at each month. So for example, you can see here pregnancy testing, breeders here, adequate water, remove bulls from cows to prevent later pregnancy and birth, provide quality feed here, weigh steers and heifers every 6 weeks to monitor weight gain, and basically over summer they should be gaining 0.8 kilos per day. So if they don't gain that much, they're clearly not going to be, when they're sold later in the year down here, they're not going to meet the weight range for the market if they're not putting on 0.8 kilos a day. So scheduling this by weighing them during this time of year and giving them good quality feed to make sure that they're making this weight gain is going to affect meeting specifications. So that's one example of it. Here I've given two examples. So joining in November, if you don't join the animals, which means mating them at this time, and you don't do it all at once and you just do it randomly, basically you're going to get calves coming at all random times, and they won't have the quantity of calves or, in the end, beef cattle to sell to the market. You won't have all of the cows ready at the same time, and so that might mean you don't meet the contract. So that's obviously going to affect the quantity. In terms of quality, if you don't give them quality feed in the December to February summer period, then they're not going to be able to meet their 0.8 kilos a day of weight gain, and then hence they would not meet muscle score, fat depth, and weight specifications when they need to be sold later in the year. So those are two examples. You could do more if you want to, but those are just two examples. These are the only questions from the HSC on this dot point. So 2011, basically these two are just asking you to calculate when you would need to do things in hindsight. So farmers planning lambing season for a flock of ewes, the average gestation period is 147 days. If you want the lambs to be born at the end of July, so July 30, 31, when will you need to join the ewes? So you have to basically subtract 147 days from the end of July, and you should work out March with that. This is the same thing happening here, so you just need to work out the difference here, work out the weight gain each day, and then work out when you'd be able to sell the lambs. Lastly here, this 4-mark question from 2014, explain how the timing of one farm operation can influence the quality or quantity. It's important here that you emphasize the quality or quantity. So I've said lack of feed or poor quality feed. If this occurred over summer period when they should be gaining 0.8 kilos a day, this means they'll not have enough production energy, which you'll learn about next year, to improve specifications such as fat depth, muscle score, etc. And this would lead to a downgrade in price if certain specifications are acquired due to a contract, etc.